Hi guys, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Kay and this is Megan, and welcome to our podcast Shooting the Breeze, where we talk about all things shoot from the hip. So, do you want to explain what we're going to be doing today?
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about the long form No Time to Die Twice, which is number 66, I think. I think that's what it was.
66 or 67? I can't remember.
I literally just looked at it, and I'm pretty sure it's 66. I'll look again in a
I'm
minute.
going to look now.
Okay. And then we'll be reacting to fan made memes that were submitted to us on Instagram. So, this is one of my favorites.
You were right, by the way, to 66.
I do know things sometimes.
Sorry, go on.
This is one of my favorites. It's definitely top 20. Not sure about top 10 because I haven't reorganized my top 10 in a while. I think for like the last 3 or 4. I don't count. Okay, this might be a controversial opinion, and you haven't seen the special yet, have you? Still,
No, I don't think I have.
the Fringe.
I've been trying to keep up. I've caught up with all the long forms, at least.
Okay.
But I haven't caught up with the special, I don't think.
Okay. Because there's two long forms in the special, but they're short.
So I haven't caught up with all of them.
Yeah, but they're short.
Okay.
So they're almost like they're mini long forms, but they counted them as 68 and 69, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. That I think that's right. Because We Love Poetry is 70.
Oh, yeah.
The one that just came out is 71, so it would have been 68 and 69. But, like, I don't know. I don't count them. Because they're not by themselves.
Yeah.
I don't count them. And because
I kind of
short,
agree with that.
So I was kind of surprised that they called them 68 and 69.
Yeah.
And skipped to 70.
Yeah, that is a weird choice.
Yeah. So, I don't know. And, like, they were good, but not as good as the long ones.
Yeah. This was a good long form, though. There was a lot of good lines in this one, I feel like. Although you've seen it more recently than me, because you just rewatched it.
I did. I just rewatched it on double speed, too. So I watched a 33-minute video in, like, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I haven't rewatched it in a little while. I think I watched it over winter break, so it's been at least a couple weeks.
Okay.
Since I've seen it, but hopefully it's fresh enough in my head that I can still talk about it. The first thing I want to talk about, because it's one of the few things I very clearly remember, is the whole cardboard cutout situation.
My gosh.
Because I know it's going to get brought up anyway.
Brilliant. And it's funny because that was Tom trying to come into the scene.
Yeah.
And I think it was AJ had kind of moved on already. And Tom was like, well, I'm here now. And so he was just like, I'm a cardboard cutout.
Yeah. I thought it was great when cardboard cutout Tom and AJ had like a moment. And was it Sam or Luke who was like, are you sure they were just coworkers?
It was Sam's character to Luke.
Or something along those lines. I can't think if that was the exact line or not, but it was something.
Yeah, were they more than coworkers?
Yeah, were they more than coworkers? I thought that was great.
That was good.
Because everybody was thinking that when you see that. I do love that in long forms when one of the characters just says something that like everybody in the audience was already thinking.
Yeah.
That was great.
Sam is good at that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he does it the most, I've noticed. Yeah. Although I've seen Luke do it before too.
Yeah, that is true.
And I think Tom's done it a couple times. I think AJ acknowledges it more with I don't know, I feel like AJ breaks the fourth wall more with his body language than he does like verbally.
Yeah.
Because like occasionally in the middle of a serious line, everyone will laugh and he'll like smile and then he goes back to being serious. Like he does that.
He does do that.
He does that a few times.
He does do that.
And it's like he's done it verbally before too, I think. But I think he tends to break character more with his body language than with his like with what he says,
Yeah.
which I don't know. I find it interesting, but this was such a good long form.
Yeah, it really was. And Ellie was great too. Like,
Oh yeah, she was
she
awesome in this
fit
one.
in really well and
Yeah,
was very good at joining. Like, I don't
I
know.
like when they have guests because it's always so interesting to see like the different energies that they bring to it.
The dynamic, yeah, the dynamic shift
Yeah,
is definitely,
it's so cool to see because they all find like a different spot to fit in,
yeah,
and they're all really good at it.
yeah,
So it's always fun whenever you see that they have a guest with them.
yeah.
It's always cool.
I do really enjoy that. It's also interesting too, like when they bring in a female to the mix, like
Yeah,
because it shifts the, I don't know, like it just shifts the vibe.
yeah, a little bit, I would say.
But yeah, what else was good? Um,
I really should have rewatched it before this. I would have had more stuff to say.
I'm just exhausted, so I'm trying to like
Yeah,
cardboard cutout, the whole the toenail, the eyelash, the tie pin, and Sam just like wrecking the whole plan.
yes.
That's one of my favorite scenes, I think, like of all time. I just think that's brilliant because I would do something like that. Like, you hand me something, I'm gonna do something with it.
You
Like,
would do that. You
because I
would do
don't
that.
listen to instructions. So, like, unless you lay it all out first, yeah, that would 100%
Didn't
be me.
Tom acknowledge the
Yeah,
audience with the toenail thing too?
yeah.
I thought someone reacted to that in the audience, and then he was like,
A lot of the audience went, ew. And then AJ came across the stage like a zombie saying, ew. And then Tom
"That's
was
right."
like, it's fake.
Uh,
Yeah, that was funny. That was also a great scene.
by the way, if my laughs sound like odd, it's because every time I laugh, I like partially cough because I think I might be getting sick.
That's right, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I don't know if that'll be picked up or not, but I wanted to mention it in case it was, so it doesn't just sound like I'm like wheezing.
Yeah, try not to die.
Yeah, I'll try not to die.
Best not
Twice.
to die. Yeah, true. Um, Zombie Tom was also peak
Oh yeah.
peak entertainment for sure.
Yeah.
The the scene the scene where he and AJ are talking and AJ's like, can you still be the best damn spy in the world? And then Tom's like, brains? And he's like, brains after.
Yeah.
I love that line. It's another great line.
Yeah.
What else? It was a good, the plot was solid. Like,
Yeah. Wasn't there a bit too about I think it was Sam who says something about the Statue of Liberty. I remember that happening.
at the very end at the very end, AJ says he's gonna put the cardboard cutout
Okay, it was
on the
AJ.
Statue of Liberty. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It has been a
And
few weeks since I've seen this.
yeah, and that was at the very end.
Yeah, because I remember that because I saw a couple people put like
Oh,
edits of
do
Tom in the
memes of it.
Statue of Liberty. That was
Yeah.
great. Uh,
Just it's funny because I've been to New York. I've seen the Statue of Liberty like from far away, but I've never been close to it.
yeah.
It would be really funny to go to the Statue of Liberty and find a cardboard cutout of Tom at the Statue of Liberty.
It would be. It'd
I
be
would
really
die.
funny.
Then again,
Yeah.
I would probably be the one to put it there. Like
You would.
that's the type of person I am. That I'd be like, I need to do this
Yeah.
for the content.
Imagine if you got like a giant one. Like one that's like so massive it has to be like airlifted on there, but it can then be seen from anywhere that the monument can be seen.
That would be funny.
It would be funny.
That would be really, really funny.
Yeah. Not realistic in the slightest, but really funny.
No, no. because that I would get arrested, 100%.
Oh yeah. And then
It would be worth it though.
and then you get to say why you're in.
So, how did you end up in jail? Well, you see.
I made a cardboard cutout.
And I put it on the Statue of Liberty.
And it may have been so massive that it caused a public health hazard.
Yeah, that would be me.
Yeah.
That would be me. Oh yeah, I was talking about the plot.
Oh yeah.
You know, some of their plots, like, don't really make sense.
Yeah, some of them are sort of hanging on by a thread.
Or they're just, like, mildly incohesive.
Yeah.
This was a very, like,
Oh yeah.
linear, straight down the line. Like, it made sense. It had
Agreed.
a direction. It went in the direction. There wasn't a lot of chaos.
Yeah. It was like there was some, but like an okay amount of chaos,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like enough that it didn't completely dethrone the plot,
Yes.
which you can't always say for the other long forms.
Very true.
So, yeah.
There's the part where this is part of why I love Luke so much, because he does things like this and it's just brilliant. When they get to the CIA and Luke comes in and is like, here, take the second part of the equation, because they're kind of at this point where they're like, okay, what is the solution? Like, what are we actually doing here?
Yeah.
And Luke just comes in and gives them the solution, like,
And the perfect way to keep the plot running too.
yeah, and does it as like a flashback, like, yeah, brilliant.
That was really clever.
He is just brilliant for that, and it
Yep.
always just amazes me when he does stuff like that, when any of them do it.
Yeah, I feel like Luke in particular is also really good at keeping the plot together.
Yeah.
Like, if it
Which-
seems like they're not really sure where to go, or they're sort of stagnating and the plot needs to progress, I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of times Luke is the one to be like, okay, here's a way to keep it going.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
He is definitely very good at that, which is interesting because, like, he has ADHD. So, the fact that he can keep track, because I couldn't. Like, I can tell you right now. We can have conversations and I can't remember what we were talking about 5 minutes ago.
That happens to both of us, and it becomes a problem because we're like, oh, we need
Yeah.
to write stuff down. Or we're like, oh, what were we just talking about like 30 seconds ago?
Yeah,
And neither one of us
can't
has any
remember.
idea.
Can't remember at all.
Yeah.
So the fact that all of them can do that blows my mind. Like, keep track of things.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely
And it's
a
almost
skill.
funnier when they forget. Like, particularly when they
True.
forget names by like a little bit. Like,
It's
in
so
Toby's
close.
Secret Pocket, didn't they call him Tony at one point?
Yes. Yes.
That was great.
Yeah, and I think the audience, Luke knew that it was Toby. And
Yeah.
so he asked the audience, he was like, wait, Toby or Tony? Yeah.
Yeah, that
Because
was great.
I wouldn't remember that either. Like,
That's the thing.
Names?
If I started hearing Toby or Tony, even if I had thought it was Toby, I think I would have just run with it because I don't think I would have trusted myself to have remembered it. Like, I think I would have been like, oh, I heard wrong. Or, oh, I just remembered wrong. It must actually be Toby. Or Tony. Even I'm messing it up now. But
see?
you get my point, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah. This was a great one. Also, I loved watching Tom, like, try to keep it together as AJ was having his moments.
Yes.
Because
He-
he'd been holding out pretty well at that point. But
Yeah.
you could see
He definitely
was, like,
giggled. He giggled
yeah,
a little.
he definitely looked like he was holding on by a thread
Uh-huh.
at some points there.
Yeah.
It was very smart of him to make his cardboard cutout smiling.
Yes.
That was very clever, because I don't know if he would have been able to hold it otherwise. Like, if it had been, like, a completely serious, like, not
Yeah.
happy
yeah.
at all kind of face, I don't know if he would have been able to hold, but I thought about that during that part. I was like, oh, that was genius to make his cardboard cutout, like, smiling at that point. Because
Did
then,
you-
even if they made him laugh, it wouldn't necessarily cause him to break character.
Did you watch the Q&A?
No, I don't think I did.
Okay, because I think he talked about that in the Q&A.
Okay, I am behind on Q&As. I've watched a lot of the long forms now, but the Q&As are so long
Yeah,
that I don't
especially
usually
when
have
Tom's doing it.
the time to watch them. I like watching them, but it's been a minute since I had the time.
That's
So
fair.
hopefully, maybe next weekend or something like that, I'll catch up on them. But
Yeah.
or at least one at a time.
Yeah, they are. If Tom's involved, it's long.
Yeah,
If
and the thing
he's
is,
not involved, it's usually pretty like about an hour and then they're like, "Yeah, okay, we're done."
yeah, I mean, the thing is, I can't do something else and listen to it at the same time because then I won't hear a word they say.
Oh.
It's like I
See,
can't focus on two
I can
things at once,
multitask.
particularly if some of it's auditory. Because almost always, if I have both visual and auditory information, I almost always go with the visual.
And zone
Like
out.
it's yeah, and it's like it's not even like a conscious choice, it just happens.
Yeah.
Which is why I like it works best if someone's lecturing me and then I have something to look at as well. So like I love it when like teachers or professors or whoever have just a slide with a picture on it and then they're telling you stuff. Because
Okay.
now you don't have to read and listen to what they're saying at the same time. You just have a picture to look at. So you can picture what they're saying as they're saying it and you're still retaining the information.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it relates to learning styles or not, but I don't know enough about them. But I do know that
Probably.
usually if I have to listen to anything, I have to be looking at the thing I'm listening to, or I will not. Because like I learned that when I tried audiobooks back in like
Oh.
back in like COVID and stuff. I was trying so hard to get into audiobooks and I could not because there was one book I was reading and I don't know what it was a very interesting book, but I would continually zone out and I would continually have to sit there and be like, wait, I don't think I heard the last 5 minutes. And so I had to keep going back and rewinding to see where I'd stopped listening. And it kept being like 2, 5, 7 minutes ago. And I was like, this isn't going to work, I don't think.
That
Whereas like
kind
books,
of
I don't
happened to
have that
me.
issue. Like just regular, like physical books, I don't have that issue at all. Like if I have something to look at, I'm
Right.
fine. But if it's just auditory and I don't have anything that matches with it to look at visually, I'm not going to retain it.
I have successfully completed one audiobook in my life. And the only reason was because I liked the narrator. I tried to listen to Fourth Wing,
Oh, okay.
and it kept putting me to sleep. So every time I would listen to it, I would just fall
I've heard
asleep.
Fourth Wing's good, but I haven't read it.
It is. It's really good. I'm somewhere in the middle of the second book because I lost momentum and like fell off the book wagon, which
Yeah.
happens to me. Like I read all of Akatar and then started Fourth Wing, was reading Fourth Wing, and was also reading another book at the same time, so I was flipping back and forth.
Yeah.
The other book was like more real life police procedural, like
Okay.
it was awful. I hated it. And I really wanted to because it's the book that's the TV show Bones is based off of,
Never heard of it.
and I love that TV show. And I was like, well, I want to read the books that it's based off of, which it's very loosely based off of. Like, they changed a lot in the
Okay.
show. And so I was reading the book and I was like, I hate this. And I was like, but I'm going to keep trying. I cannot stand a book that's overly detailed and overly wordy.
I know.
I do not care what road you drove on from point A to point B. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just say you went from point A to point B. I don't need to know how you got there.
See, I don't mind wordiness. What I do mind is when you get into writers that have like an adjective soup. Like they
Mm,
take 800 million years to get to the thing that they're actually talking about. That is what I cannot
I
stand.
don't like that either.
Because I used to have a friend who loved writing like short stories, and she would always ask me to read her short stories to like see what I thought of them.
Yeah.
And my feedback was the same almost every time, which is like your story is good, but you need to like choose some adjectives
Yeah.
because you
You
can't
can't
be
use them
taking this
all.
long to get to the point. It's like I don't even mind wordy authors, but she's using so many adjectives by the time she gets to the point I don't even care anymore. I'm like, I stopped caring about this about 4 adjectives ago.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, this book that I was reading also had French
Oh,
because it was in uh, Quebec, I think,
oh, okay.
or like Montreal or something like that. It was in Canada, specifically like a French area of Canada, and so some of the dialogue was in French, and I was like, no, no. One, I don't speak French. Two, I'm not looking it up. Three, if it doesn't explain what was said, I'm never gonna know. Because I don't care that much.
Yeah, I do hate when books do that because I've run into a few books like that too, where they start speaking in a different language and it's not translated. And I'm like, can you do something about this, please? Because
Yeah.
I'm, again, like you said, I'm not looking this up.
No,
And
like
again,
in
if
the
it's like
middle
one
of
or two
reading,
words that you can like
figure
sort
out.
of guess at the
Yeah.
meaning, fine. But if it's like entire dialogues, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
No,
okay.
this was like conversations that were either all in or partially in French. And I was like, no. Just no.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
I
it.
would have given up on that one too, I think.
So yeah, so I quit that one, but then it kind of like turned me off, and I was like, I'm kind of
Oh, okay.
now I don't want to read, and
Yeah.
I've been in a reading slump ever since, and that was back in May, April.
Yeah.
I think it was around the time that I switched to Shoot from the Hip. Like I found Shoot from the Hip, and that became my life.
Yeah.
And so that also put reading like out the window. It's like forget books. I have comedy.
The only time I can like listen to something and still do something else is if I'm knitting or crocheting while I'm listening to something. Because usually, especially with knitting, it gets repetitive enough that I can just
Yeah.
do it without having to think about it. So it lets my brain wander, but I still have to think about it a little bit because I'm still like doing something.
Yeah.
So it like splits my attention enough to the point where I can listen because I need something else to pay attention to, but I'm not like my attention isn't drifting away. And so it's like that's the only time that I can actually listen to audiobooks or other things. And even still, usually I end up having to rewind occasionally because I will still occasionally like float off. But it
Yeah.
definitely helps. So it's like I don't know. But the thing is I don't know. I don't really have the setup
Ideally,
to do that here. So
I think the probably the best way for me to read a book would be to read it and hear it at the same time. But the
okay.
problem is I have a very strange like speed. Like I don't have a reading speed that matches like either a fast or a slow or a middle. Like it's I'm a weird I just have a weird reading speed cuz I'm slow in comparison to most people, I think. Because I've had things like, you know, when you show someone something on your phone and they read it and you're reading it at the same time and they're like done before you and you're like, damn, I read really slow.
Yeah, I do know that because my mom always finishes before me. And this happens because she'll show me stuff sometimes that I'm to read, or particularly websites. This happens, like things where you have to scroll, and she
Oh,
always
yeah.
scrolls, and I'm like,
Scrolls
wait,
too
wait, wait,
early.
I'm not done yet. And she's just
Yeah.
like, oh, and I'm like, I wasn't done. I'm sorry, you read at the speed of light. But she does read fast though, so
Yeah. I do not. I used to. When I was a kid,
same.
I used to read so fast. I could read so many words per minute. And
Yeah.
now, like, it takes everything in me to get through a sentence.
See, I'm not that bad, but I am definitely a slower reader than I used to be. So
We'll have
it's
to
it's
compare
it's a
at some
little annoying
point.
because my brain wants to go back to my original speed, but I can't keep up. So it sort of creates this weird disconnect where I'm not going fast enough, but I'm like also too slow.
Yep.
So it's a weird thing, but
I did read Akatar pretty fast though.
okay.
Like I read so I think the second book is like 600 pages. I read it in 2 days.
Damn.
Yeah, and that's pretty much nonstop. I slept for 3 hours, I think.
Damn.
And I can't remember if I finished the first one. I did have a break because I had to go buy the other ones because I only had the first one
Oh, okay.
I hadn't bought the whole set yet because I was like, I'm not gonna buy the whole set until I know for sure that I like this. So I read the first one, and then I was like, oh shit, I need the second one right now. So I had to go to Target the next day
Yeah.
and I bought the rest of them because I was like, I know this is gonna happen again if I don't just buy all of them. So the second and third one, I think the second's 600 pages and I think the third is pushing 700, if not
Oh,
700
damn. Okay.
pages. And I read the second one in 2 days with no sleep. And then I read the third one right after that and didn't really sleep either. So.
Yeah. That's. Have you ever fallen asleep while reading? Because I've done that like once or twice, but rarely.
No, not usually.
I have gotten. I have like done the thing where like you read so much that your eyes start like
Oh,
blurring
yeah.
things
There
together.
were times that I was reading and I was like, I can't see.
Yeah,
Like,
that
I don't
usually
know what
when
I'm
that
looking at.
usually that's when I stop. Like if I'm reading something that's like really good and I don't want to put it down and there's nothing like making me put it down, usually that'll be when I call it a day. I'll be like, okay, my eyes can't focus anymore. I think we need to stop for now.
It didn't stop me. I just took a break, let my eyes readjust, and started again.
Stop bullying yourself.
I was invested, okay? It's a good book.
Anyways, back to No Time to Die Twice. Was
Yeah,
there
we should
anything
probably
else?
get back to that.
Yeah. Was there anything else that we didn't talk about? I really should have watched it again because there's going to be something. I'm going to watch it later at some
And be
point
like,
and
darn
be
it.
like, I don't think we brought this up in the episode.
Um,
I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything that we.
there's Tom trying to sit on the chair.
Oh yeah, there
That
is
was
that.
funny.
That was funny.
Because usually it's AJ with chairs. So
Yeah.
it was funny to see Tom playing it up with the chair.
Did they do like a scenes thing at one point where it was like something about like they had a like it was like an AA meeting but like for
Yeah,
people who couldn't
who
sit on
couldn't sit on
chairs.
chairs. Yeah.
That's that was one of my favorite. That was
Which
one of the
all
ones that I
started because AJ couldn't sit down on the chair.
yeah, and then they just ran with it, which it was awesome.
Uh huh.
But that was one of those ones that I hadn't seen in a long time until like somewhat recently. And by somewhat recently, I mean like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then I like popped back up again and I saw it again and I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot about this one, but it's so good.
It is
Sometimes
good.
sometimes I don't mind forgetting them because it sort of makes it like seeing it again the first time.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes you remember enough to be like, okay, I know I've seen it, but you don't remember enough to know what happens next. That is the nice thing about like forgetting everything.
It is. It really is sometimes.
And the
For
other nice
me,
thing is that movie spoilers and book spoilers
yeah,
often don't work on
I
me
don't
because I
remember.
forget everything so immediately after it's told to me,
Yeah,
unless it's like a very important,
plot
unless it's
piece.
of a very high importance
Yeah,
or it's a very big interest of mine that they're talking about. Usually, if someone says something to me, it'll immediately go. And so a lot of times I'll be like, I know someone spoiled the book for me, but I can't remember what the spoiler was. So it is sometimes nice for things like that, but then also it's sometimes bad for other things. Because there's been times in class where I'll sit through an entire like hour lecture or whatever, and then be like, I'm gonna have to review my notes. I can't remember a single thing I learned in that class.
that kind of happened to me with Akatar. Because, I mean, it was all over the internet. Like, it was on TikTok, it was on Instagram.
Yeah,
Like,
I have seen it around, but I haven't read it
everybody
yet.
was talking about it for a while. And I was like, I know everything that happens at this point. Like, so why
Yeah,
read it? And then I kind of just waited a while until I hadn't seen anything about it for a while. And Fourth Wing really became like the new thing. So Fourth Wing was taking off, Akatar was dying off, and I was like, now I'll read Akatar.
yeah,
And then after that, I read Fourth Wing, and I loved Fourth Wing. I ate up Fourth Wing.
yeah. I don't always like to like read or watch stuff when it's popular, and the problem is because stuff like that starts showing up on my For You page. And
Yeah.
like, for example, Stranger Things, like I started that recently, but I'm not anywhere near the way through it yet.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even through the first season of it. And so I'm like, I'm trying really hard to keep everything Stranger Things related off of my For You
Off.
page. And I was even questioning whether I should watch it now or if I should wait till it dies down a
Dies
bit.
off.
Because
Yeah.
the problem with it being this popular, and when you watch it at the same time that everyone else is watching it, like
Especially
when it's blowing up,
when
that's
everyone's
when all the
watching the
spoilers and
end.
all the like people who want to have discussions about it, they start circulating, and then you become more at risk for spoilers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of times, if there's something that's like really popular that I'm interested in, I'll sort of wait until the public switches to something else. And like once that dies down a little bit, I'll be like, okay, now I'll read it, because then I can go
Yeah.
back and see all the discussions and things people had about it, and like see all the videos people made about it and stuff. But after I've read it,
Yeah.
so they're not popping up on my For You page before I've actually, seen the movie or read the book or whatever. I
I
still remember when Avengers Infinity War came out, I was dodging spoilers like the plague at school because it was all anyone was talking about, and I hadn't been to the theater yet to see it. And
uh,
none of the student body I was with cared at all about spoiling it for other people. They would gladly have done so. So I had to just pretend that I had no interest in it. Or there were several times where I would hear someone in the hallway be like, "Hey, so," and then I'd just be like, "Nope." There were several times where I would like pick up speed to where I was almost running to my next class because I wanted to be out of earshot by the time they were talking about whatever about that they were talking about. And it worked. It worked. I didn't have, if you've seen Infinity War, you know what happens. But I didn't have that part spoiled for me
yeah.
because I was good enough at dodging the spoilers that I evaded it. But that's usually why I don't.
Marvel.
Unless that's the only difference. If it's a Marvel movie, I'll watch it like right away. Like Thunderbolts, I saw the day it came out because I knew it was going to be a very high interest to me. And I was like, no, I refuse to have this spoiled in any sort of way. I'm going to be one of the first to see it. And so I did. It was late because I had school that day when it came out. So I went like after school for like
Yeah.
one of the night showings or whatever. But I still saw it the day it came out.
I
So
I went to several Marvel premieres,
yeah.
like the midnight showings. Like I went to the very first for a couple of the like OG Marvel um Avengers movies.
Yeah.
And I think when did I kind of fell off the Marvel wagon with I think after Loki. After Loki ended, I was just like, I'm kind of done now.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to a couple of my friends who have like tried to get into it, and some of them don't want to because they're like, nah, there's so much now in the Marvel
Yeah.
universe that like if you weren't already in it, it's like too much to
It
catch up
is.
on.
It is a lot, and they're
And
long too.
yeah,
Like
and it's
they're
like I kind
long
of don't blame them.
movies.
I kind of don't blame them because if I wasn't already in the Marvel fandom and I was looking at how much content there is, I don't know that I'd get into it either because there is a lot, and it's almost like there's too much you could ever catch up on,
Yeah.
unless you were like unless you truly had nothing at all you were doing with the next like 3 years of your life. There's no way you could catch up on all of it because
Yeah.
there's so much. There really is.
I think I've seen everything up to uh the the last season of I think was Captain America and the Winter Soldier, was that after Loki? I can't remember which one was ended the last. I think might have been actually Loki was after.
I think it was. I'm messing it up now. I'd have to look into it,
I'd have to
but
look at the timeline. That's the other thing. Everything's all out of order.
yeah, I mean, it sort of is a weird vibe because I mean you can watch them in the order they came out, but the
Yeah.
timeline is different. And so it's like what I always do whenever I enter like a new fandom or whatever, I always watch things as they came out, not in the timeline order, because I feel like if the timeline order was that important, that's how they would have come out. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because like I feel like if the people who were making the movies thought the timeline order was that important and that vital to understand, if they thought it was going to be that difficult to keep up with it, they would have released things in timeline order, I feel like. I don't think they would have done what they do where they sort of switch it up and come back together. But then I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a chronological. Everything has to be in chronological order for me.
Oh,
Like,
I always read and watch things in release date order.
no.
That's always what I do.
Can't do it.
Anyway, we should get back on topic.
Yeah, I can circle this back to Shoot from the Hip,
Okay.
and I'll tell you how. Because their playlist of all of their live stream from homes during the pandemic are not in order.
It bothers you.
And it drives me up the wall.
Yeah, we've talked of this before.
Drives me crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go. Circled it back.
Nice. Okay. So do we want to move on to memes now? Because I think we've just about said everything we can for the long form.
Yeah, I think so. What time is it? Yeah, that feels good. Feels like a proper amount of time.
Yeah. Okay, so you said you sent them to me, and then how was this work?
I did. So we can just look at them on our phones, and I'll put them on the screen and post.
Okay,
So.
sounds good. Okay. I did laugh when I saw this. I saw you sent me this before the podcast started, and I started looking. I was like, no, wait. And then I caught on and realized what it was that you'd sent me. And then I was like, oh, wait, I'm going to wait for this. But I did laugh as soon as I saw it.
This is from That's Right, I'm Evil on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
So this is Kate. I'm actually friends with her. And, like, when she sent me these, I was dying laughing. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And this one just got me. Oh, it got me so good.
It is good. All right, on to the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also 100% accurate. Not that I have a sleep schedule to begin with.
I was going to say,
as
what
you know,
sleep schedule?
I think both of us are struggling.
Yeah, I was doing okay, but the problem is it keeps having to switch up. And that's what's throwing me off. The problem is that every time I get a set routine, it lasts like 2 days, and then something throws a wrench into it, and my routine has to change. And so then it makes it harder.
Yep.
But that is funny. Also, that picture is such a...
I love that
treasure
picture.
Trove for memes.
It is. It's great.
Like, there's so much that you could do with this picture. There's really so much you could do with this picture. I might make some memes off this picture.
Now I'm thinking about it too. I'm like, I should make some. Because I've made a few, but I didn't...
I could totally make some...
screenshots, usually.
I could totally make some school and major related memes with this.
You totally could.
I've thought of some already.
Yeah.
I might do that now. I might do that once I find the time.
This is a really great photo.
Yeah. All right, on to the next.
Yep.
Okay.
I've had short friends. I'm technically, I'm not tall, but I'm not like short either.
You're definitely, I feel like anywhere between like 5'6" to 5'9" is like the medium range.
Which is right where I'm at, because I'm 5'6.5".
Yeah.
So, because I'm like half an inch. Am I half an inch or an inch? I think I'm an inch shorter than Luke. And aren't you like the same height as Luke?
I think so, because I'm either 5'7" or 5'7.5", and I don't remember which it was.
Okay.
So
yeah, I think he gives different answers, and they all do this. Like,
the thing is,
sometimes it's 5'7", sometimes it's 5'7.5", and sometimes he says he's 5'8". And
you know what? I
Luke,
think
you're not.
I think I am 5'7.5", because I remember being really upset about the half part of it. Because I so badly wanted to be either exactly 5'7" or exactly 5'8". Like, once I'd cleared 5'6" and knew I was headed for... Because, like, my doctor had told me, like, you'll probably get 5'7". and then I'm not sure
Yeah.
about after that. And so I was like, okay, so I wanted to stop at either 5'7" or 5'8". And so then, of course, I landed right in the middle, and it was like exactly a half two.
I have been the same height since I was like 16. I think
Yeah.
I grew because when I originally got my height measured for my driver's license, because my driver's license says 5'6", because I was
Okay.
5'5 3/4" at 16,
All
and
right.
now I'm 5'6 1/2". So I've grown 3/4 of an inch basically.
There you go. All right, next one.
Yeah.
Okay. I have made this exact
I've
face.
made this face too.
You know how often?
To myself all the time.
You know how often my mom has seen me watching Shoot from the Hip on our TV downstairs and been like, really?
Again.
Like, still more of them? Because she's the type of person where she can only watch so much of one thing, and then she has to stop. So, like, if I'm showing her Shoot from the Hip videos, I only have like 3 or 4 before she gets sick of them and wants the subject to change.
My family's like that too.
So it's like, so this definitely feels too accurate.
I don't understand people like that. Like, when I find something, I'm committed.
Yeah, I do to a point, because like there are some interests I have where it's like I'm interested in them, but I can only learn about it so much, or I can only do so much with it in one day, and then I have to like take a break, switch to something else.
Yeah, I guess it
So
depends
I
how
get it for some
involved
things, but Shoot
how
from the Hip is
involved
one of
it
those. It
is.
takes a lot for me to overdose on Shoot from the Hip.
I've watched things for days straight.
Oh, I know. You're like insane with that.
I know. Well, I've been binging things since 8th grade. Like, since I was 13.
I
I've
think
been
that's
doing
the
like,
thing is I'm not really a binge watcher.
oh, I
Like
am.
I'm the type of person
It's a
where
disease.
I'll normally watch like 1, maybe 2, sometimes 3 if it's like a day I have extra time, episodes of something. But then it depends on the thing too, because a lot of the shows I watch have ridiculously long episodes. So like there's a couple shows I'm watching right now where each episode is like an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it's like movie length. And so it's like,
That
so
is
it's like,
hard
there's
to
no
commit.
way I could get through more than one episode, especially now that I'm back in college again and morning winter break.
I did a Sherlock rewatch, which those episodes I think are like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And when was that? The fall. It was sometime in the fall.
Yeah.
Or late summer. And I think I watched all of it in like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Because I just, like, if it's something I really like, I can just put it on. I watched 8 seasons of Psych in 2 weeks. Because I would put it on, like, while I was doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's the show, that's like one show. I have a couple, but that's like my big one. I can put that on. I don't need to see it to know what's happening. I know exactly what's happening just from the script.
To me, that's Sherlock, because occasionally, because like my mom's room is connected to the bathroom in our house, so you can hear like the TV and stuff from in there. And occasionally she's turned on Sherlock in there, and within like a sentence, I know exactly which episode it is and exactly where they're on. Because, and here's the story behind this. For like, back in COVID, at one point, me and like my entire family all got COVID. And so we were all stuck at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like pretty much couch locked because the thing that hit me the hardest was the fatigue.
Yeah, same.
So I was basically couch locked for most of the day. And so I watched so much Sherlock. Like, I watched the entire thing multiple times. And then here's the thing. I do have a sweet spot for, like, the first 1 to, like, 5 episodes are, like, my top favorites. So
season 1 and 2 are arguably
so it's
the
really
best.
rare for me to watch past that. So it's like, I don't even know if I've watched fully all of them. Like, I've definitely seen all the episodes. But usually if I even have time to watch it now, I just pick one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
So it's been definitely a while since I saw all of them. again. I started trying to watch all of them again back in winter break, and then I ran out of time because I was going to try to do a big marathon of them and get through all of them. I think I got all the way through season 1 and 2,
You
and
got pretty
then
far.
yeah,
Yeah, we talked about that.
I got decently far, but I didn't make it to the end, unfortunately. The only episode that I've only seen once was Hounds of Baskerville, because I don't even know how old when I first watched that series, but that episode like
It's
haunted me.
terrifying. It
Like,
is terrifying.
yeah, and when I first watched that episode, it was when I was first watching Sherlock. So it like I didn't sleep for like well for a while after that because I just was like so, and like I'm very easily startled and scared by things anyway. So like I cannot watch anything terrifying or scary before bed. And I definitely did that night because when I first was watching Sherlock, that was my habit. I would watch an episode before bed.
Yeah.
And so
I
then when I got to
watched
that one, that's the only episode that I've only seen once. Everything else I've seen at least twice. But that's the only episode that I've seen once, and I refuse to watch it again. I just will not.
I watched that one in the middle of the night because this is my other thing. Typically when I watch shows, I stay up all night. And at some points, that's meant watching episodes that were unsettling in the dead of night, in the dark. And I did that to myself with Doctor Who too. There were a couple episodes of Doctor Who that I was convinced were horrifying because I tried to watch them in the middle of the night by myself in the dark. One of them was during a thunderstorm.
Oh yeah.
And I was scared out of my mind. And then I watched through it again because I watched it with my parents. And we got to that episode and I was like, this isn't scary at all. I was just scared.
Yeah,
But
I've definitely mistakenly watched.
Is justified for sure.
Yeah, I've definitely watched a few like scarier things by accident before. So it's definitely something I'm more cautious about now. But also because I've accidentally watched so many scary things, I'm better at handling it now.
Yeah.
So like there's some things where it's like I can watch them, but I need to be like it needs to be early afternoon.
During the day.
Like yeah, like enough time to still watch some other stuff.
Something else, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, let's carry on.
We really need to do that sometime. We need to actually watch something together at the same time.
Yeah, because we've done it when we're not like on it. Because like normally what we do is we'll text each other and be like, okay, start it at this time. Since we're on the same time schedule, it'll be like, oh, start at the 12th minute or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it'll be like because it'll be like 10:45 or something, and we'll be like, okay, start at 10:46, and then we'll both agree on that, and then we'll both just watch the clocks, and as soon as it hits 10:46, whatever, we hit play, and then we just text each other through the whole thing.
I love doing that so much. It's so fun.
Yeah, but the closest we've ever gotten to watching the same thing on video call was what we started doing recently, where I would click on YouTube videos while I was video calling you.
That's fun too.
Yeah, it's been really fun because I've gotten to show you some interesting videos. But I hope you're enjoying because a lot of them are like videos that I found funny like a couple years ago and still find funny today. So sometimes I show them to other people and they're just like, sure.
I think it's fun. I enjoy it.
Okay, I'm glad. That's such a good picture of Luke too in this meme.
It really is. This long form, Luke in this long form.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Luke characters.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, next meme.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cardboard stegosaurus is underrated.
It is. I feel like is it just me or do I like never see it talked about?
I see it talked about. I feel like I see it talked about on occasion, but typically that's how it's talked about. It's like this is underrated. Like
yeah. I cannot wait till we do a podcast episode about that one because I'm excited to talk about that one.
Yeah.
Because there's so many good moments in that.
I need to rewatch it. I have a tendency to rewatch like I either start at the beginning and just rewatch all of them,
Yeah.
but then there's a lot in the middle that kind of I don't remember. Like, I remember, but I don't.
Like, you don't rewatch as often.
Yeah, there's a lot in the middle that's like that. And
Yeah, I would
then
agree. I tend to watch
there's
like I tend to watch like the earlier ones a lot. Or like there's one particular grouping where it's like those three are like my top favorite. It's whatever grouping is with Mysterious Cube.
yeah,
Because there's like Midnight Mystery, Mysterious Cube, they're together, and then there's one more that's with them that's escaping me right now. But whichever one is with them, it's like that grouping is like my favorite grouping. So I will sometimes click on the playlist and just watch those back to back. But a lot of times I have to be in particular moods for some of the long forms, so I won't just like let the playlist go. I
was
do that
it
with games, and I do that with their scenes playlists and stuff, but I don't really do that with long forms.
was it Cardboard Stegosaurus? Luke wasn't there.
No, he wasn't.
See, that's why it doesn't rate as high. Cause I've realized this as I've like ranked things. I'm like, oh yeah, all the ones that Luke's not there, they're immediately bumped down. Like Midnight Circus, because he's not in that one either.
Yeah.
That's like one of the very few that's actually still rated pretty highly, because I think that's in my top 25.
Okay.
But usually if Luke's not in it, it loses points. So
Fair enough.
that's where my where my loyalties lie.
Yeah, I do. All right, next meme. Interesting. It's this one's weird for me because I get it, but I also have like three shoot from the hip friends, and two of them aren't on the internet at all, really.
Mm.
You're the only one that's like very also very invested in like the fandom online
Yeah.
as well. And so it's like it's interesting because I wish I had more shoot from the hip fan like friends, to be honest. But I do still get this meme. Like I could see where, because I've complained to myself about this before. Like I'll show someone like way too much shoot from the hip stuff for someone who isn't really into it.
Yeah.
And then I could like read that they're not into it, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I didn't realize this person had no taste.
I
Like
know.
I've sat there and complained to myself about that before. So it's weird because I still get this meme.
So I have a couple like people that I would say like very close to that I talk to pretty much daily.
Yeah.
And so they're usually my go-tos for like, oh, I showed this to so and so and they just didn't appreciate it, and it's dumb. They're dumb. Cuz my
Yeah.
family, like, I've shown them a couple things. I have to be very careful with the videos that I show them because of the type of people that they are. But the few that I have, my mom laughed at the FedEx letter.
Yeah.
And that was the best like moment for me of my life. I was like, I win.
I remember the first time, because like my mom, like she chuckles sometimes, but like it takes a lot for her to like really laugh at something usually. But Lemons on a Plane was the first one. She was crying, laughing, and she just thought that was like such a win for me.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm lucky if I even get like an audible laugh or like more than a smile from showing her a shoot from the hip video.
Yeah.
So to get like that level of like guarantee she thought it was funny, I was like, yes. That was a great moment.
Lemons on a Plane is one that I actually feel like I could show my family
Yeah.
because there's nothing too like
Crazier in there.
there's nothing too dicey in there, like.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's
I
cool.
definitely do this though.
All right, next meme. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. I could see that.
Even like, well, like when they took a break, they took like a 2 week break, and they like weren't posting anything. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm going through withdrawal. I was like, I need new content.
See, I used to be like really good at keeping up with their content, but also that was when I had more time.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about like over summer. Like that's what
Yeah.
I would do. Like while I was working my summer job, that was pretty much all I did was like if I got a notification for one of their videos, I'd be like, yes. Because then I had something to look forward to watching when I
Yeah.
got home that night. But it's like now I can't necessarily do that as much because
When you're
like
not in class, you're doing homework.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And if I'm not doing that, then I'm, either doing something with a club or there's something else happening or I'm, trying to get scholarship money or doing,
A
whatever
million other
else.
things.
There's
Yeah.
just always something to do now, which is like so it's rare, which is why I utilized winter break as much as I could to do like everything
Yeah.
because it's just rare that I get time to like sit down and catch up on stuff now. But next meme.
Yeah. I love this
You have it as
because
your lock screen, don't you?
I
For your
have my my computer background
yeah, that's
on my
right.
desktop. It's not exactly this. It's them waving just after this. But
Yeah,
it's the whole it's AJ on the side kissing the duck. Sam on the other side dying.
yeah, that's
And
right.
then Luke and Tom in the middle, like hugging and waving.
Yeah,
And it is the cutest thing ever, and I am obsessed with it. And every time I turn on my computer, it makes me happy.
I remember when that like screenshot was circulating, and I was just like, "This is awesome." Like, there's
Yeah,
just
because
some
I sent
moments.
it to you, I think, like immediately
Yeah,
after it happened. I was like, you need to see this.
yeah, you were the first one to show me that, and I was just like, "Oh, this is awesome."
But
I
also,
still, I still haven't watched that. I still have yet to keep up with. I told you I'm behind on everything. This is what I mean. Everyone who's doubting how behind I am, this is what I
you
mean.
really are. You really are
Or it's
behind.
like I've seen clips, so like sometimes I'll still know what people are talking about, even though
Yeah.
I haven't seen the actual video. And so one of these days I'll find time to just. One of these days I'll just lose an hour of sleep on purpose just for the sake of catching up because I need to stop being so behind.
So this is one thing too. Like anyone who watches, like the long forms and honestly any of the videos, if you don't watch it more than once, you miss things.
Yeah,
And so there's
yeah,
frequently times that I will watch it once, watch it again, and then I'll watch it a third or fourth or fifth time. And one of those times I'll specifically watch the wings. Like I'll specifically watch who's not on the stage because
yeah.
the way that they look at each other is the cutest freaking thing I've
Agreed.
ever seen in my life. And
Agreed.
Luke is the one that just like the way he watches
Yeah,
is adorable. And then
it is.
when
He
it's
always
Luke
looks
and
like so
AJ,
invested, and it's like I know they're all invested when they're like watching the
yeah.
plots happen, but he's one of
Tom
those who like he
too.
really shows it on the
Yeah.
outside.
Him and
Yeah,
Tom look like they look at their friends like they are the entire world. And I
yeah,
think it's the cutest thing in the world.
yeah,
And my other favorite thing is when Luke and AJ get the giggles and they just can't stop laughing.
yep.
Ugh, I love
That
it.
is that is a good moment.
I love
All
the way
right,
they look at each other.
next meme.
Yeah, see, case in point. This was Luke on the side. I know it's funny because I know exactly where this, like, I know where all of these photos are from.
Yeah, I know where most of them are from. Some of them I'm looking at and I'm like, oh okay, and then I get it, but it's taking me a second. Yeah, yeah, I feel that a lot.
I so this is another one you haven't seen. You haven't seen the react to the fans video,
Yeah, I haven't.
and at the end, I have to be careful because I might cry talking about it.
Yeah, you love that video. I know you talk about it
I
all the time.
love that video, and I watch that video all the time because it really speaks to like how they are
Yeah,
as people. Like, they are the most wholesome, genuine, like, their fans mean so much to them.
yeah.
And that's deeply touching as a fan.
I agree. And it's like it's one of the things that like continues to shock me. I think because I've seen it like nowhere else.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times I feel like you often see like groups that have fans. So like, you know, singers, actors, whoever it is.
Yeah.
Any group that has a fandom, like a lot of times they are like separate
Mm-hmm.
from them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's sort of just the natural dynamic that happens and sort of just
Right.
both sides just sort of accept it.
Yeah.
And so it's like really cool to see a group that's like actively participating in the
So
fan
invested. Yeah.
and like not just like letting themselves be a part of it, but like actively trying to be
right.
like with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so cool to see, and I love it. It's like one of my favorite parts about
Yeah.
being in the fandom
At the end of that
because
video,
you really can tell.
Everyone kind of gets very quiet. Like, because the last video that they showed is very like, I was doing pretty good until I got to that video. But that last one takes me out. And I ugly cry every time.
Yeah, I do have to watch that. I'll have to do that again at some point. I keep saying that.
Yeah. It's worth it. It's so worth it. That one's so worth watching.
I think that's the other reason I haven't, is because I am afraid it's going to make me emotional. Because I'm one of those people where it's
we
like...
should watch that when we get together.
Yeah, and it's like, but here's the thing. When, like, I watch stuff that makes me emotional, it's not just, oh, it's over. Like, once it's over, I have to sit there and, like, think about it and, like, fully process the emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think back in high school at one point, we watched a movie in class, and I can't remember what the movie was, but it was like, there was a really big plot twist at the end. And it was like it wasn't the best ending. Like, it was an okay ending, but it was a really sad ending because it was a preventable sad ending.
Yeah.
It was one of those. And everybody else, pretty much as soon as the movie was over, like, well, on with the day. Because we still had class time left by the time the movie had ended, because it was like a 2-day thing. So, like, we watched most of it the first day and then the rest of it the next day. But then we still had class time. So our teacher was just like, oh, okay, do whatever. And I was sitting there at my desk just like, and I sat there just staring at the floor, like trying to process all that I had just watched for so long that my teacher asked if I was okay.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh yeah, why? What do you mean? And he was just like, you just, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. But I had to like sit there and process it, because that is a thing that I like am a little bit jealous of that people can do, which is I've seen people who can feel a very strong feeling and then sort of like shelve it for later. Like particularly in like because I used to work in a vet office, and I would see them do that. They were really good at that. At like seeing something happen that would be like a very emotional thing.
Yeah.
Then they could just shelve it. And like it wouldn't hit them until later. And I wish I could do that. Because like I used to be
both.
Okay at doing this, but I've really gotten worse. And like now if I feel something like really emotional, it has to come out then. And usually it's a sad thing for me. Like usually those are the things that get me the easiest. So normally I cry when it's that sort of thing. But it's like, I don't know, it's something I'm a little bit jealous of other people when I can see them do that, because it's not like they're shoving it down, like they're still processing it.
Yeah.
But they can like save it for later when it's like more convenient. And I'm like, all the times I've like sat there and had to deal with that on the spot, like I wish I could have just shelved that and dealt with it when it was more convenient, you know?
Yeah. For me, it can go either way. There's certain things, it kind of depends on the context. Like, there are certain things that I can very quickly compartmentalize. Like, I can be like, nope, we're shutting that down, that's later's problem. And then there's other things that, like, when it hits me like a train, and there is no stopping it. Like, it is coming out. Whether or not it's being processed in that moment is a separate story, because I can feel things very intensely, very quickly, but not actually process them until days later.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's intentional and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just like it takes that long for my mental systems to catch up with my emotional systems.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Next
It
meme.
is a skill.
It's kind of funny.
That is funny.
I kind of like memes like this where they just kind of state the obvious.
Yeah.
You don't see them a lot, but they are funny. The picture in the middle is getting me. I remember how hard I
I
laughed
love that one
when I first
so
saw
much.
that one. Oh, that's so good.
And then the almost fully life-sized.
Yes. And then I love where you can like see the moment Luke realizes.
Yes.
So good in that one.
Any time I can see any of them come to a realization, like in real time, when you can see the gears turning and then them like get it.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Yeah. I love it too. Next meme.
Yeah.
Agree 1,000%.
1000%. Yes.
That's still one of my favorite long forms. That's one of the ones that I didn't think about very much. Like, it never occurred to me that it was a favorite long form until I like reflected, and I was like, I watched it an awful lot for something that I wouldn't consider to be a favorite long form.
When it came out, I watched it, and then I immediately watched it again.
Yeah.
And then later that night, I watched it again. And then the next day, I watched it again. I watched it like 5 or 6 times in the span of 2 days.
Yeah.
And occasionally, when I just like need a pick me up, I'm like, oh, which one should I watch? Annabelle, 100%.
I agree, and that one's so good for so many reasons. Have we talked about that one yet? I don't think we have.
No, we haven't.
I cannot wait till we get to that one.
We should bump that one up the list.
Yeah, we should. I would love to talk about that one sometime soon. I also can't wait to talk about Mysterious Q. I've been like waiting to talk about that one.
One of the things on my massive, massive to-do list is to at least get 20 like podcast episodes planned out, as far as at least the long form. At least the first half. And then we can adjust, like, depending on those 20, we can kind of like rearrange as we want. But I would love to be proactive. Yeah. Here we are, and we decided what we were gonna do yesterday. Did we decide Saturday, or did we end up deciding yesterday? I think we decided yesterday.
I thought it was Saturday, wasn't it?
We were gonna film Saturday, and then we didn't. But I don't remember if I actually decided what we were gonna do until yesterday.
Can't remember either.
See, this is the thing. We can't remember anything. Doesn't help.
Anyway. Next meme?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam's face.
Yeah. That was such a good scene. Oh, I love that one so much. That's one of the ones I will continually rewatch. I seek that one out on a regular basis because it's funny. Next meme.
Yeah.
That face. It goes so perfect. That's good. That's a good one. Oh. Next one.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting thumbnail.
Right?
Uh, that it makes me laugh because it reminds me of like those very clickbaity thumbnails you always see,
Yeah.
of like, oh, I turned him trans, or like something like that, or
Yeah.
I see those things pop up all the time, and I'm like, no.
I've never I've never liked clickbait. Like
Me neither.
there's been times
I've
that I
gotten
will
better at like,
avoid it if I notice that that's what it is. Like I'm like, no,
yeah,
I'm
I've
not going to
gotten
watch that
better at
video.
noticing because some titles are crazy or like crazy thumbnails, but they are actually genuine to what the video is.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've gotten better at like deciphering which one's which. So it's interesting. But anyway, next meme.
Yeah.
I love the Stegosaurus picture they chose for that.
It is a great dinosaur.
Yeah. What do you have a favorite dinosaur?
That's a good question. I don't think about dinosaurs all that often.
Hmm.
Um I do like stegosaurus. I like the Spinosaurus too. Uh to be honest, I don't know a lot of them. I know a lot of the like mainstream you know, the ones in Land Before Time. I know those ones.
I'm pulling up a picture of my favorite dinosaur right now. This would be my favorite dinosaur of all time, I think.
Oh, those are cool. I do know those. I don't know what they're called, but I do know of those.
I
And they are cool.
love them so much. I don't even know why. A lot of people don't. Like, I've talked to a lot of people and been like, oh, like, do you like this dinosaur? And they're just like, no. And I'm like, well, you're wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you're wrong.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you. Next meme.
Yeah. You won't get this one because you haven't seen the Bitter Sweethearts, have you?
No, but that's still a crazy thing to see. I didn't even notice their name until I read further down.
See, that one is funnier if you've seen the Bitter Sweethearts D&D.
Okay. See, it's also just somehow it doesn't surprise me. Like, this is exactly the type of thing I'd expect to see.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is like nothing shocks me anymore. Next one.
Yeah, do you want to go through mine? We don't have to. It is kind of late.
Let's go through at least a few of them.
Okay. These are all mine. I've made these.
I'm at the first one.
when it's not long form Sunday.
Yeah, accurate. And definitely reminds me of you.
Yeah.
Next one.
Yeah.
That's me. You could talk to my mom for the accuracy of this one, because there's so many times where I'm like, really? You didn't find it funny? And she's just like,
yeah, I get very disappointed.
me
when
too.
people
I'm just
don't
like,
find it funny.
because like I'm always like trying to find ones that I think she'll find funny. So I'm
Yeah.
always like showing her those ones on purpose. So when she doesn't laugh, I'm just kind of like, all right, another fail, I guess. Next one. Yes! So
This one
accurate.
this one is legit. It hurts.
This one is so painfully accurate.
It hurts so bad sometimes. Like there's days like if I know there's a show, I have to stay off stories on Instagram because I cannot handle. Don't get me wrong, okay? Don't misinterpret. For all the people that get to go to shows, I am thrilled for you. I am so happy for you. However, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
And
And
it
it's like,
upsets me.
I feel like it's a little bit, I feel like I get even more jealous when I see people who are like on their like 11th show.
20th show, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Or
I'm
it's
like,
like they've already seen them like so many times where it's like us getting to see them even like once.
would be like the best thing to ever happen.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it would be so much money for us to just get over there and like,
And for anyone who isn't aware, it costs about $1,000 for a plane ticket from,
yeah.
and we're on the East Coast too. So like, from the East Coast of the U.S. to the U.K. is about $1,000 a ticket,
Yeah.
and that's just the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Not even taking into account accommodations, the
Yep.
cost of the actual show,
Yep.
the cost of transportation, like
Yep.
once you're there,
Yeah. Like,
food.
yeah, like it's crazy to me because sometimes I'll see people on stories complaining about like bus prices or like train prices. And it's not, and like, look, I get it. Like, we all have like something that like annoys us every day. But like, I
Aren't
don't
you
know.
glad you have public transportation?
Yeah,
Because
like,
we don't.
yeah, it's like, okay, but
What we do have is shit.
yeah,
So.
I don't know. It's like, I'm happy for the people that get to go to shows,
Oh yeah, me
but
too. 100%.
it just gets a little bit
Good for
annoying
you.
sometimes when people complain about things that like other people wish that was their problem. Like,
Yes.
there's so many of us in the fandom
I
that
wish I was upset about that.
wish that our biggest problem in getting there was a 3-hour train ride.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just like, I don't know, because I don't want to come off as mean when I'm saying this. That's the thing.
I don't think it is. I think it's because, like I said, I am not upset that people get to see them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm very glad that they have the amount of fans that they do and that they get the amount of ticket sales that they get. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm thrilled that people
Yeah.
see them.
Same.
However, I wish I lived in the UK.
Same. Same.
For more than one reason. But
Yeah.
mostly because it would be great to be able to just be like, I'm gonna go to a show next week.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It does, and again, it's like, I don't blame those people. I'd be happy about seeing shows that often too. But it just gets to me a little bit when you see people who have it like the way that you wish you had it, complaining about things that, you know, you wish that was your biggest issue.
There's a lot of two things can be true. Like, you can be happy for someone and disappointed for yourself at the same time. Like, there tends to be a lot of like
overlap,
black and white thinking when it comes to people that are like, if you're jealous, you can't be happy for the person at the same time. And I'm like, emotions are a lot more complex than that, and I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah, you can.
I can definitely experience both simultaneously.
Same.
And there are a lot of people that think that it's a bad thing. Also, that like a negative emotion is inherently bad, and I don't think it is.
Yeah, because the thing is like, I feel like that's a bad stigma to have. Yeah. Because it makes it not okay to talk about those feelings. Yeah, and I don't want to get too deep into mental health because that's...
Yeah, no.
This is meant to be a fun podcast.
It's too late for that.
That too. And also, this is just meant to be more of a fun podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get into a deep episode at one point, but this wasn't supposed to be that.
But I think it is important, though, to bring attention to the fact that both things can be true. I can be jealous of the people that get to go.
And still happy
for them at the same time.
Yeah, and I agree, because I've felt that plenty of times. Because, like, and I agree, sometimes I do have to just not look at stories.
Yeah. Because that's what I do for my mental health. Like, to
sometimes I'll avoid the feed, too.
I avoid the internet, usually.
Yeah, sometimes I'll just avoid Instagram in general.
Yeah.
Aside from everything except texting you, because it's just like... Because, like, especially if it's, like, I see a couple in a row, I'm like, okay, so this is gonna be a theme today.
Yeah.
I think I need to just wait till tomorrow or something.
I think that's why I keep such good track of when their shows are. Like, I'm out of the loop recently because I've had way too many other things going on. But there was a period of time I knew every single show date. I knew exactly when to get off Instagram and stay off Instagram, and when to wait 24 hours to watch people's stories, because that was when everything from the show was gone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I get that.
And I think for me, it's not even necessarily the going to the shows, it's meeting them.
That
too, because
that I do
like,
have to, like, sometimes with those I like have to be even more limited than the people who go to the shows.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that one. That one, it's like,
that gets me way
yeah,
more.
yeah. I agree with that 1,000%. Next meme.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I've been in this situation so many times.
So am I.
It's so awkward.
It is. And it was so funny because as soon as I took this screenshot, because these were just screenshots that I took that I went through later and was like, alright, what can I turn into a meme?
Yeah.
And I saw this and I was like, I've experienced this before. Because I used to practically, like, live at my cousin's house. Like, we were, like, basically sisters. And her mom was kind of, like, intense. Let's just say that. And if you did one thing wrong, she did not care who was in the room. You were gonna get yelled at.
I had some friends like that when I was in elementary school.
Yeah.
Because her mom would not let things go. So, like, sometimes, like, some parents are like, they'll see their kid do something, like, you know, wrong, like during a play date or something, and then they'll, like, tell them later.
Yeah.
Or, like, they'll wait till later and be like, hey, I wanted to bring this up. You shouldn't have done that. No, her mom was not like that. Her mom was like, okay, I'm going to pause this play date right here and call her into the kitchen. Not that it made a difference, because, like, it was one of those houses where, like, the living room is here, and then you just walk through an open door and there's the kitchen. So it made, like, no difference. It was just you sitting there going, like, as you waited for her to be done yelling at her, and it was just... Yeah,
I remember, like, it's funny because I remember very specific instances of, like, the specific thing that caused the whole issue.
Yeah.
And I just remember there were times that I would literally just walk out. I was like, I don't want to be involved. Like, I don't want to witness. I'm just gonna leave. So I would usually go find her brothers. Like, I'd go find her brothers and just hang out until she was done getting in trouble.
So fair. Alright, next meme.
Yeah.
I've been here before, too.
I name them. I usually name the spiders that live in the corners of the shower.
This one feels a little too real, because I used to go to Girl Scout camp when I was younger. And
I think you told me this story.
I am. And there was, at one point, they would take, because, like, we went to this campground, and there was all these showers that was basically just a shed, like a very small shed with a shower in it, and they were, like, all connected to each other. I'm sure there's a name for it, but I don't know it. And I don't even know how old I was when I went to this camp. I think I had to have been, like, 12 or 13, if I'm not wrong. And so finally we went there, and there was only so many, so we all had to, like, take turns. And so finally it was my turn, so I went in there, and I noticed this huge spider just sitting in the corner of the shower, and I was like, oh no.
Nope.
And I couldn't wait because we were also on time limits.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to be sitting there waiting for us all to be done for forever. So we all had, like, a 10-15 minute time limit. And I was like, I don't have time to try to eradicate you from this shower. I have to just...
Yeah.
So I showered, like, staring at this spider. And it was rough. Yeah, and it was rough because, mind you, this was, like, a place that was very much outdoors.
Yeah.
So, like, there was a lot of, like, cobwebs and other things on this ceiling. And I obviously didn't have my glasses on. So I was basically just looking at this very dark blob in the corner of the shower and being like, I hope that's still the spider. And then at one point it started walking really close to, like, my towels, and I was like, no, don't you dare.
Nope.
And I literally talked to the spider. I was literally like, all right, we're gonna have to make an alliance. I won't touch you as long as you don't touch me or my stuff. And then as soon as I was done, I grabbed all my stuff and I ran
Ran. Yep.
out of that shower so quickly that my like counselor looked up and was like, "Is everything okay?"
Yeah.
And I'd just be like, "Oh yeah, there's a spider in there."
I've had multiple experiences in, like, well, okay. One was technically an outdoor shower. So it was
Okay.
underneath the house. So like the house was up on like stilts,
Oh, okay. It's
and
one of
then
those.
there
Right.
was an outdoor, cuz the bathroom had a very small like stall shower inside the house and then under the house, and this was like the beach house that my grandparents used to take me to when I was like little. And so it was always easier, and like when I was little before I was like showering by myself, my grandmother would take me downstairs because it was bigger and you can easily shower another person with more space.
Yeah.
And there were always spiders because it was dark. It was lit by one light bulb.
Oh, so it's
One
perfect spider habitat.
singular light bulb with a string. And the the walls were fence, so there were slits in the
I
walls.
see.
Now here's the thing. It was a very very small like split house. So it had literally 2 bedrooms and like a kitchen living space like open connected. And that was it. Like it was tiny. It was at the end of a road at basically the end of like the East Coast. Like we were up against the ocean.
Yeah.
So we were backed up to a canal. So the canal went out to the bay,
Okay.
and then the bay is like 2 houses down. And then across the canal there were houses. So no
Okay.
one could see in, like, from the distance of where, and even like if they were closer, it usually there weren't that many people.
Yeah.
Because it was a very very quiet, like low key place. But it did always very much unsettle me that you could see out.
Yeah, I get
Because if you can see out, they can see in. But yeah, there were always bugs in there.
that. Yeah.
And I remember there was one time I walked in, because it was like you open the gate and walk in, and there's like shelves on this wall, and then there's a wall here, and then you go around that wall, and that's the shower.
Okay.
So you walk into like a space, and I walked in and I looked up, and there was just this massive spider web, and right in the middle there was a spider this big, and I was like, you stay there and I'm gonna go over here,
And we're not gonna have
and
any
we're not gonna
issues.
have problems. And I survived that one. Then there was another time, and this was when I was in high school.
Yeah.
We were at another like camp, and they had, it was a building, but it had a screen door to get into it, and then it had screens all around the top. So it was like it had walls, but it was also open.
Yeah.
And there were showers inside. However, they were smaller and not as nice.
Okay.
And I was not a fan of those ones. I liked the ones outside. However, I like to shower at night. Guess what loves to come in to a room full of lights at night? Those big ass mosquito things that aren't actually mosquitoes, but they're like this big.
Are you talking about mayflies?
Is that what they're called? Because
I believe so.
I've heard
there's like
that mayflies are something else.
hold on. Let me hold please.
Because they just look like massive mosquitoes. Like, but they're not actually mosquitoes. I
Yeah,
call them,
okay. I'm thinking of something different.
I call them the spawns of Satan. Because that's what they are to be.
I definitely know what you're talking about. Hold on. I need to find out what this bug is, because I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I'll try to find a picture too and put it in the video so that people know what I'm saying. Because I don't know if they have those in anywhere other than here. I would imagine the UK probably has those suckers. They're evil.
Hold on. I think I might have found it.
But I've always had a fear of those. Like, I've had a fear of those my entire life. And in the shower, there were at least 10 of these things. And I was like, I can't shower with them in here because when I take off my glasses, I can't see shit.
Yeah.
So it was very traumatizing. I was really scared, and I had to just shower as quick as humanly possible and get out. But anyway,
All right,
yeah,
next meme.
bugs in the shower, not fun.
I've been this person before too.
Yep.
Because, like, I've tried talking about shoot from the hip to my family before, and most of them aren't interested. Like, they just don't care. So it's like, I would love to give them a really long speech about it, but they don't care. It's not for them. It's not anywhere near their interests.
See, my brother he's 20. And so sometimes if I just needed, this was like, I've gotten better now because I actually have like shoot from the hip friends that I can talk to about things. But before I really had a group of friends, I would just go pester my brother and I would just talk and he would just keep doing whatever he was doing. Okay.
So I actually did get a chance to give a speech on shoot from the hip because at my college in one of my clubs,
oh yeah.
on the first day, you already know about this. I've told you about this.
Yeah.
On the first day of last semester, not the first day. It was like the second meeting, third meeting, whatever it was. It was the beginning of last semester, some point, and they gave people the opportunity to give like a 5-minute presentation on like a topic of interest to you, and you basically had a captive audience for like that whole 5 minutes. And on like the first garden club meeting, I met one of my 2 in-person shoot from the hip friends, and we met just because I was like, I think I brought it up like that I just liked her water bottle or something. And then from there, at some point started talking about shoot from the hip, and then I realized she liked them too. And this is the first time I'd ever found like a person in
Real
person,
life.
yeah, in real life
person.
who liked them back, like who like was already a fan and wasn't like
Yeah.
somebody I was gonna try to get into it. So we got so excited, and we were like, we immediately knew what we wanted to do our presentation on. So we started working on it like pretty soon after that. I think that was so much fun. We gave such a good presentation, in my opinion. That was so much fun.
That is.
That was. I'll try to see if she'd be interested in being on the podcast at some point. We could do something.
Oh, that would be fun.
I'll have to ask. I don't know if she'd be up for it or not, but if she is, we could definitely do something.
That could be fun.
Yeah. Okay, next meme.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm laughing because this reminds me of like the last family gathering we had. Because I tried talking to one of my family members about this group, and as soon as I like mentioned that they were an improv group, he was just like, "Oh, I never liked improv," and I was just like,
"Excuse you?"
Yeah, like what kind of person doesn't like improv?
Someone who's only seen shitty improv.
Probably. And I'm like, this was exactly how I felt. Because I was just like, how dare you discount all improv because of whatever shitty improv you saw however long ago.
I had to explain improv to my grandfather because I was talking to him and I was telling him about the podcast and like how that's what I do with my spare time basically. And and he was like, "Oh, what's it about?" And I was like, "Well, it's about these guys that do improv." And he's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Okay, so you know how there's like stand-up comedy, like it's another form of comedy where they just make everything up as they go, and it's funny,
Yeah.
and they're really good at it." And I was like, without showing him, because we were like at a restaurant, so I wasn't gonna like pull up
Yeah.
something and show him in the moment, but eventually I'd like to show him something. I don't know if he'd think it's funny, but because like my grandfather, we've always been like not the closest. Like I was always really really close with my grandmother, and then
Yeah.
like after my grandmother passed away, I started spending a lot more time with my grandfather. But without my grandmother there, it was kind of like weird.
Yeah. Like awkward kind of.
Yeah, and the really genuinely, and you'll find this funny, the only common ground that we really like can talk about is cars. So like I tell him all the things that's going wrong with my car, or all the weird things my car is doing, or like I'll find some way to talk about my car because it's the
Yeah.
easiest like avenue into a conversation.
Yeah.
Because he's a car guy, like he rebuilds cars, he knows everything about cars. He was a welder, so like he just, that's the easiest topic of conversation.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But it was funny trying to explain like improv to him in a Dairy Queen while also trying to eat my food.
Yeah, it is one of those things. 'Cause, like I feel like when you see it, it makes perfect sense. But
Right.
like when you're trying to just verbally explain it to
Yeah.
somebody and you can't like show them a video of it, it
Yeah.
does
It's
feel very
difficult.
weird.
It's difficult because it's weird to explain too. It's like, oh, they act ridiculous. Like they
Yeah.
just do ridiculous things on stage and it's funny.
Yeah. But anyway, next meme.
Yeah. This one resonates with me because one of my top love languages is physical touch,
Yeah.
and like that is what it's like. That's exactly
Yeah.
what it feels like when you both realize that like that's your connection, you know?
Yeah. Next meme.
Yeah.
Exactly what I feel like.
this is this is genuinely my go-to. Every single time I've ever told anyone about them and they've been like, "Oh, send me some of their stuff." The FedEx letter is the first video I send them.
I usually send them a couple of things. So like there's one person that I'm trying to get into shoot from the hip. I've been successful so far. Because she's liked everything that I've shown her so far. And I started with like one of each game.
Yeah.
And that was after, because the first thing I ever showed her was the first long form that they did. The Oh My God,
Okay.
It's a Joke one. That's always the one I start with because that's the one that I started with.
Starting with a long form is brave.
Yeah, I know. But that was only because I had the time to do that. That's the only time
That's
I've ever
that's
started a
true.
person with a long form. Pretty much every other time I'll show them like a short. And then from there, if they're still interested, I'll show them like a game or something. And then if they're still interested, then I'll send them long forms. But yeah, so she liked those, and then I started showing her some of the games. I think I was trying to show her like one of each game,
Yeah.
so like she would understand like how they were working and stuff. And then we just started going through and watching a bunch of them, and we ended up making it a little bit of a habit last semester because we both had the same class together on Wednesdays. So and then we both had a big gap before we had more classes. So we would always, after class that day, we would go like back to my dorm, and then we would just watch Shoot from the Hip for a while, and
That's
then
fun.
we would until we had to split up and stuff. So it was fun. I kind of missed it
That's
because now
super
this semester
fun.
we're both so busy, and our
Yeah.
schedules are like exactly opposite of each other. Like exactly the times of the day where she's free is the like one times of day where I have class. So it's like
Yeah.
we're
That's
trying to
rough.
figure out times to hang out. But that was one of the ones that I showed her first too. Was one of the FedEx letters, I think. Next meme.
Yeah.
Accurate. Accurate. That's all I can say about that one. It's just
Mm.
accurate.
I don't think I don't think anything else needs to be said about it.
Nope.
I was so proud of that one. I was
It's so true.
proud of that one because as soon as I saw him lurking, I was like, I have a meme for that.
There's been so many times where I'm literally like, I'm at a social event or something, and the one thing I'm thinking is like, I wonder if there's anyone here who would be interested.
Who would want shoot from the hip in their life?
And I usually try to look for like people who sort of give off the vibe that they'd be into shoot from the hip. Like I can't explain it. I don't know what the vibe is.
It's there though.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's some sort of feeling. It hasn't always been correct, mind you.
Yeah.
But like there is some sort of feeling where I'm just like, I wonder if this person would like improv.
You,
Specifically this improv.
You definitely have a lot more opportunity than I have. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't interact with people in real life at all.
Well, the thing is, I should have more opportunity, but the thing is, I tend to like isolate myself a lot, not really on purpose, because like I don't mind socializing. It's just that I'm a lot more of a like introvert than I am an extrovert. Like within friend groups, I become very extroverted and very like social and everything like that. But when I'm not in a like friend group setting, I don't usually seek that out like very much. And so it's just sort of weird because I'm like, I feel like I have the opportunity to be trying to like go out and like make more friends, but I don't want to do that.
It's a lot of work.
Anyway, next meme.
I think that's it.
Oh yeah, that is the next one. I got so used to just scrolling. But that was fun. I enjoyed that a lot. We should do a part 2 of the memes.
I want to. That's all of them. That's all that I got.
Yeah.
So we just need more people to submit them.
Yeah. We could do another Would You Rather sometime soon.
I do want to do that too.
Me too.
Because that was fun.
Yeah, that was like...
That was a lot of fun.
Oh, and I wanted to bring this up as well. Our videos have not done very well since like the first one.
Yeah,
so I wanted to ask if there's
off.
any like particular thing that you guys would like to see us talk about or do. Please share it because I feel like we're not very interesting.
I've gotten good feedback from people though. Like that's what's funny is like I think
Love you?
Yeah, I've gotten a couple messages from people that are like, I love this so much.
Okay, that's good. Okay, well, I think that's about that for today.
We only got off topic a few times.
Oh, yeah, only a lot.
It's fine.
But yeah, it's not too different from normal.
No.
Yeah.
I think our last episode was the most on topic we've ever been and probably ever will be.
Yeah, at least for a while. But yeah, this was fun. Let us know in the comments what you guys want to see. And again, please leave us feedback because we love feedback from you guys. Yeah. It's very helpful.
It is.
Please give us more of it.
Because we're like trying to figure out what people want. And we want to put out content that you want to watch.
Yeah. And it's hard because right now we're just sort of going by the list of ideas
that we have.
Yeah, that we have. But it's like, if you guys have ideas, please share them with us. We want to hear them because we would love to do stuff that you guys want to see us do.
Yes.
So, or if there's something that we've already done that you want to see us do a part 2 of, like Would You Rather, or this video, the memes, if you want to see us do more memes, that would be cool too. So it's like, if there's anything you want us to do, please let us know. And other than that, I feel like that's about it for today.
Yeah, there's not much housekeeping. That's pretty much it.
All right, well then, I hope you have a great day or night wherever you're at, whenever you're watching this. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.